we should be good.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. The minutes from April the 28th, I have read, and I make a motion to accept, but I don't,
I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay.
New business, or old business.
We have a couple of things, I mean, just in general, I thought everything went exceptionally well until about 5 o'clock.
And it fell apart.
And we kind of had some issues. The major one, obviously, the Harrison Santa Claus split. I've done a bunch of research. I've got a stack of papers probably an inch high. We've identified, there is already a Harrison Santa Claus split. It is there, so that's good news. I don't think any of us were aware of it. I sure wasn't.
No.
There were 6 people in it. It looks like, with the preliminary work I've done, 3 of those people should not be in it.
Okay.
That they're north of the boundary. It's actually protrudes off, it's Santa Claus, it protrudes into Harrison Township. So there should be 12 people, is what there should be. Good news, bad news, is all of those people did vote if they wanted to, and they got the Santa Claus split because they're listed in Carter for Santa Claus split.
Okay.
So it sounds complicated, it's really not as complicated as it sounds, it's just they're in the wrong precinct, but they were in the Santa Claus part of it, except for the 3 people that we had to call about. And I'd rather not get the names on a public thing, we can discuss it if somebody was coming in. But we're working on it, we've identified the people, we know what we need to do, we just gotta figure out how to do it.
Okay, so I wonder why the town clerk did not notify
Well,
us.
I think what happened is we go back to the census in 2020, and we had some slivers, and that was one of them, I remember.
We had another one
distinctly.
up there, yeah, there was a little bitty one.
Right,
mean, there was
and
eight
I
like
think,
on it,
that- I
yeah.
think when it got done, it happened during that time frame.
Okay,
Because we were trying to clean up precincts that had a little sliver that maybe there should have been more area in that particular, and I remember distinctly, and Sandy and I looked at it a lot and discussed it and talked about it back at that point in time. And I don't know what caused it to happen, but I think it was definitely over the re-precinct or cleaning up the precincts in conjunction with the census. Because what wound up happening is they drew all of those again, GIS did, and whatever was in effect as of January 1st, 2021 is what the precinct became. And I think those may have been in there for a while. I don't know, we'd probably go back and find out how long they've been in
So
there.
evidently-
I think they've been in there prior to us cleaning it up, is what.
oh, I remember back with Sarah, we had a Harrison
Yeah,
issue up there,
yeah.
but I thought we
I think
addressed.
there's 7 houses, and like I said, there was, everybody that wanted to vote in the town election got to except the 3 people. And I've talked to all 3 of them, I talked to the candidate that was involved, I talked to 2 candidates that were involved, and I talked to the family, one of the family members of the 3 that didn't get to vote. And they were all very understanding and gracious,
Okay, good.
and it
good.
did not have an effect, not even remotely close,
Close to the totals of
to
the
affecting
election.
who was elected,
Right,
because there's like a 50, I don't know, I take that back, there's like at minimum a 27 vote difference between the 2nd candidate and the 3rd candidate, and there were only 3 votes that weren't cast. I mean, I got all that. 1 didn't vote, period. 1 pulled the Democrat ballot, so that would have been irrelevant. And then all of the others, I think, that wanted to vote actually got to
got
vote.
to vote.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so we
those
just
are-
need to kind of straighten
Yeah,
that
we just
out
gotta clean it up.
before the fall.
And I'm hoping it'll be something as simple as if somebody moves, you go in and change them or do whatever. I'm hoping it's that simple.
It sounds to me like it would be
Yeah.
that simple since the Harrison, since the split's already there.
We've been working on election stuff, payroll, different things, and haven't had a chance. I mean, I did that the morning after the election. That was what I spent my whole morning on.
Okay,
And talked to all 3 of those people prior to 12 o'clock. So
Okay.
I knew they were gonna be calling, I wanted some kind of answer.
Right,
We
okay.
got an inquiry from some news media in Evansville, when I explained the situation to them, they couldn't get off the phone fast enough. So, yeah, they were looking for something, oh, you've got a,
You got a problem, yeah,
It's just
something
a,
wrong.
it's like I told him, I said, I'm sorry, those 3 people didn't get to vote for who they wanted to vote for. And it's not that it's irrelevant, because it is relevant, but thank God it didn't have any effect on the outcome of the election. And it's something that we can fix, I don't think there's any question about.
Okay,
So.
so we just gotta wait for the state to tell us what to do.
Yeah, so and other than that, I mean, we heard pretty good comments out of everybody, was pretty pleased with all of the people that were working and all the people that, you know, the same, and you heard some of those comments, I'm sure, when they were coming in here, they were, they weren't like ready to, yeah, they weren't ready to like jump off a cliff or anything, so I think everything went pretty good other than that.
Okay, I did have a phone call from Dan, wanting the update on the Cindy Morrison situation.
On the Cindy Morrison. We don't know. And I have talked to her, and we looked for her under every category we could. Like, I talked to her that next morning after the election also. And she's been in there, we can't find anything on her. There's
It's
nothing in
as if she just-
See,
SVRS.
and she's voted every year since she was 18 years old,
Wow.
I'm
We
sure.
looked for her under her maiden name and everything, and that's another one. Sandy said stuff she's been having to input, and we're working on apparel. All those people are aware of where we're at. We've talked to them, like I
Okay.
said, with the people in Harrison, Santa Claus, and with Cindy. And Cindy she had a good laugh out of it. I was like,
Oh, I'm sure she did. Dan was just, and I think it was there 2 other people that called in that day that we couldn't find.
No, I think that was those people that
Those
we
people
just
there?
discussed.
Okay, because I was thinking there was 2 others that day, but I know Cindy, because I know
No,
Cindy.
she's the only one that I know of.
She was on the phone with me, and I was in SVRS, and I was.
Well, I know she
asking-
didn't even go ahead, because she wasn't gonna vote a provisional. She said that was, she knew that wasn't even worth that.
In her opinion, she said it wasn't any point, it's basically what she said. She just didn't want to do it, and, you know, I'm kind of appreciate her doing that, because we got out without any provisionals, which made it so easy.
Right.
But no, we're working on both those issues, and we're
Okay.
gonna have to get in contact with SVRS and ask them what they can tell us.
Right.
And,
Yeah, Dan just called me and asked me if I knew about the situation. I said,
Well,
yes, I was in the
she's
office.
a former office holder, she's
Yes.
voted, she's worked, she's done everything. She's not in there.
I can't
She's-
even find
she's
where
See,
she's
that
worked.
makes
Yeah.
absolutely
She
no
just-
sense.
Yes.
No.
And SVRS has no explanation?
No, I haven't found any yet.
No, nothing that nobody can tell us
I
yet.
mean, it doesn't-
We're still pursuing, but we look for her under Cynthia, Cindy, we look for her under Morrison, we look for her under her maiden name. And there's nothing in there, it's like she doesn't exist.
And it doesn't show that she's ever worked, it doesn't show
Yeah.
anything. I can't find her
I mean,
anywhere.
she's been
It's
on,
like she just dropped off the
Just
face of
dropped
the
off.
earth.
and I don't know how that could happen.
I don't either, because
That's scary.
that's very scary. I mean, that,
No.
I mean, I
It's
don't.
peculiar.
The
Don't say scary.
thing about both of these, I will say, and not in our defense or anything else, because I don't want this stuff happening, but if the 3 people and Cindy, if they wanted to vote, we could have voted them provisional, and their votes would
Their
have
votes
counted.
would have
I don't think
counted.
there's any question as a board, we would
well,
have approved all of them.
no. But I just, that just is eerie. I mean, that is something that
Yeah.
I've
Oh, I mean,
never seen happen.
it blows my mind, she's just disappeared out of the system, totally. She's not in there.
And I know she was in there the last time.
Oh, yeah.
In the
She's
jail.
she's been on the
Oh, yeah.
ballot. How many times has she been on the ballot? I
Oh,
mean,
several.
Yeah.
As long
And she's
as,
worked for us.
as long as I can remember. She's been involved as long as I have.
But
So,
she's worked before, she worked at Dale before.
oh yeah, she worked, well,
Since I've been here, she has.
she worked
Mhm.
way back, Daryl, when I started.
Yeah.
She was working.
So we'll, if we don't get an answer, I mean, which I want her back in there because she deserves to be in the system with all of her history. But if we can't get her back, we're just gonna have to re-register or something to get her back in.
Yeah, and I hate to do that because that's kind of a
Yeah,
slap in the face because we have no answers.
we haven't even progressed to the point on that yet of being able to pull, we can pull her voter registration card
I can pull the
and
card.
prove all of that stuff. So I don't know.
That's why we should never get rid of the hard copy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, nobody has an answer at this point on that one.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know. if the
and
card
we're
would stay
very
there.
preliminary, yeah, we've both been, I think both of us are a little bit wore out after the election.
Well, exactly, I mean, I get
And,
that.
but we've been trying to get this other stuff done. There's some things there that have to be done differently, and we're trying to work on that and get it done. We will get to these, both of these,
Okay,
and get them taken care of, okay?
okay, and
So,
I did have another complaint at Richland.
okay,
It was sent to me in a text. I'm just gonna read part of it to you. Hang on, let me find it. Gina's people were very pushy on election day, especially at the polls outside of the station in Ridgeland. They were kind, but they were pushy. The lady almost wouldn't let me leave to go up the ramp to vote. As I was stepping away, she kept stepping between me and the door, continuing the conversation of why I should vote for Gina. When I told her I already knew who I was voting for. She shifted and stepped in front of me with her arm on mine. And I said again, I know my vote already, and I gave her a have a blessed day and tried to push past her.
well, I've heard some feedback or blowback also, and the part about it that I don't like, very similar to what you've, and it doesn't matter, they don't enforce this anyway.
I know, but
Get inside
what-
get inside the restricted area.
what can we do?
Just because we're gonna put somebody out there, if we have to hire people, I don't care.
Well, that's for the sheriffs just to come back in. If we have to bring the sheriffs back on the board,
We do it.
we're gonna
I've got no
have to,
problem with
because I know we cut that position because,
that.
but I'm thinking, I don't know, how could we inform the candidates when they, of course, they're already signed to run, they're gonna run. But do we need to have a meeting with candidates? What do we need to do?
We've discussed before, and we've talked to people, and it seems like the information we get back is don't push the issue, just get them out of the way, or let them go ahead and vote if they're wearing.
I know,
We've
I know
had
we
these
have.
discussions. I don't like that, because it isn't right for
No.
either side.
it is, but this is almost to the basis of harassment.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I mean, this is not even a matter of you have on a campaign
Yeah.
shirt, it's a matter of you're blocking the entrance.
I heard that from 2 or 3 different locations, and yes, yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it's something, I don't like the comment, they're not gonna enforce that anyway, so we're gonna do what we want. I don't like that at all.
Well,
I mean, and I'm not trying to be hard about it, I just want what's fair for everybody.
it is, and I mean, once you're inside that chute, you're in a safe
Yeah.
area, but you can't block the chute either.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
that chute has to
yeah,
have
and
open,
it's
you
very-
can't just
It's
keep
very similar to what I heard, pressing cards into my hand, telling me.
at
vote
the
for-
door,
At
I
the
got
door.
that one, at the door.
At the door, yeah.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Yeah.
But this lady was, I don't know, she was very upset.
I don't blame her, I don't blame
I
her.
mean, because number one, I don't know. I know when I go, I'm doing my job too. I usually vote when I'm there checking on everybody, making sure they're doing. But I would understand if, say, you're a mother and you've got kids to get to school, or you've got kids to pick up, or you've got somewhere you gotta be, or you gotta go to work. You ain't got time for people to stand in your way. You're doing your duty, and people have. I mean,
Mhm.
I said that years ago. People have already made up their mind
Mhm.
when they're going up there.
Yeah.
Those people working outside the polls, I thought was always a waste.
Well, I don't listen, I mean, it's good if you're out there waving, saying.
Hi, how are you?
But standing at the door forcing cards on people.
That just makes people vote against you.
Well, yeah.
My opinion would be
Or would
that
they-
turned me off real quick.
Would
But
they-
these people can't. I mean, they're on time schedule just like anybody else. They can't be.
We went, I went to the commissioners and on behalf of the board and talked to them about campaigning inside the courthouse, and they passed a resolution. I don't know that a resolution in this case would work, because they really don't have jurisdiction over that.
They don't. That's got to come from us or the state. That's why I said, what can we do? What can we?
Well, it's something we need to discuss.
We need to discuss this and get it under control, because we can't let it like I said, I
Well,
was
I-
very
I-
upset that I got the complaint.
I don't think it's any big secret who some of the people are, and I don't know if a personal conversation with some of them would do any good. I don't know.
That's why I wondered if legally, can we have the candidates come in and talk to them about campaigning?
Well, certainly talk to the,
Or send them a letter?
we'd certainly talk to the chairs. I mean,
Well, I know we can do that, because I talked to Dan about it too.
yeah.
And I just, like I said, I was on the phone quite some time with Dan the
Yeah.
other night, and it just isn't right.
Well, to me, there's just no excuse for it. Everybody that's around these elections, for the most part, has been around, and they know.
These people should.
They know.
Mm.
They do. They know. There's no question they know. They know enough to know to the point that, well, they're not going to enforce it, so we do whatever we want to.
So what are we
Well,
gonna do?
that's, yeah, I mean, I don't know, but when you start looking at it, enforcing it.
Which you may be on to something going back to the sheriffs. If we have
That's
to
what I was
hire someone to
thinking.
sit a chair out there all day long or
Yeah.
stand out there, that's what they did.
Yeah.
That was their job.
So they did, we've had it marked. We didn't, it wasn't marked very well at all, if at all this time, in some cases because of the weather and the expected turnout and so forth and so on. But we've had it marked clearly in the past, and there's still people that violate that. You've
Oh,
noticed
yeah.
some.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yourself.
I mean, I had
And
to
so
be
have
faithful.
I. So, yeah, it's,
I mean, I went to him and just flat told him.
So is it, when you say sheriff, are they just called that? Is it something?
That was their position on the board years ago. You had.
But it wasn't a police?
No.
Okay,
You had
gotcha.
a inspector, you had 2 clerks, 2 assistant clerks, 2 judges, and your 2 sheriffs, and they guarded
Yeah.
the chute.
yeah.
And they did have the authority, if I'm correct, though, I have to go back and look in the old book. I'm thinking they did have to restrain until law enforcement arrived.
That would make sense.
It would, yeah.
But we did away with those.
So it's, I think it's,
years ago.
what is it, a misdemeanor, I think, if you refuse to comply.
But on the harassment, that's pushing,
But then, like I say, you've got the state, and I'm not trying to throw the state under the bus, but that's what they've told us, is don't push the issue, just try to get them out as quick as you can. You know, don't.
but who's gonna try to get out of push?
Well, yeah.
I mean, the
it's-
inspector's inside, they're
Well, you got
inside, away
voters.
from the door.
You've got voters feeling intimidated and so forth and so on.
So that would be a good question for them. Okay,
Yeah.
what do we do? We're on the verge of harassment here.
Well,
The inspectors are busy, what do we
We're
do?
gonna get into this in a minute, but I've got a meeting coming up in June. And I can address that issue there, and I'm pretty confident me and Sandy will be going, at least one of us, to the Voter Registration Association conference in July, I think it is, I think. So, that's certainly.
a question.
We can certainly discuss it.
Because, I mean, I'm not so sure, I don't know that they will have an opposition in the fall, but, you know, we can't have that.
Well, I just don't understand the mentality. I don't understand why you feel the need to do some of these things. Does it give you an advantage? I don't know. I think it hurts you
I
myself.
think it does too.
My personal opinion.
Well, it just don't look good at all. I mean, it looks kind of like a conspiracy.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I just, I was very disappointed.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just don't understand why you feel the need to flaunt the rules or bend the rules or break the rules or do whatever. Because I think everybody's pretty well confident and know what they are. I think they do.
Well, they know where they're gonna go. I mean, I know
Yeah.
when I'm walking, like, that would just make me mad.
Well, yeah.
And if I was gonna vote that way, I would turn and vote
Turn and vote
opposite.
That's
Now, that's just how I am.
I think it hurts more than it helps.
But,
Yeah, we can certainly discuss this more, do a little more research on
But
it.
before we have a harassment complaint filed, I think we need to address it with somebody.
And I mean, the new rule with the radius as opposed to the chute is actually better because there's areas in that radius that you can't even get within 50 feet of the building. If there's a wall, that's like, if there's a wall there.
Used to, it was just the row.
It was
your
a roll
chute.
50 feet straight out.
Out
and
from the
that's it.
door, however you
Yeah.
had to run it. I mean, if it ran
But
out in L or.
you take that radius and run it around out there, there's places you can't even get.
No, I did that for real. I went out and marked it with spray paint.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Okay.
know. I mean, and why? He knew better.
Well,
even better.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well, I think they all do. I think it's just, I'm gonna get away with it,
I know,
so,
I know.
okay.
Okay, all right, so long as you guys are gonna handle that.
Okay, we'll work on that one too. New business, I had a candidate eligibility inquiry
Yeah,
about a township advisory seat. And the question was, has this individual lived within the township for 1 year? And I know 1 year is pretty much a standard.
but they will
Go
when they take
to-
office, right?
Well,
Is that where we're going?
no, we don't even have to in that case. They changed a lot of these rules.
Mm-hmm.
And it may have been that at one time, I can't say, because I can't go back that far and recreate it. But what it does say, you have to have established residence in the township you're running in prior to the deadline to file. That's all it is.
Doesn't give you a time frame.
So if you come in here at 10 o'clock in the morning and change your residence or your voting address to a particular township, and then you file after you've done that, you're good to run.
Yeah,
So
that is different.
they have changed it, and what I did find is they are changing a lot of the, like, township boards and even some of the offices that maybe aren't county-wide in an effort to open it up to more people being able to run. And that may be one of them, I don't know.
Well, they're trying to eliminate those positions too. so-
But we found it and, we
Okay.
looked at it
Okay.
and it's very clear. It's
Well-
just, you have to be a registered voter
Right.
in the area you're going to serve by the deadline to file. And clearly those qualifications were met. I called the individual that asked the question back, explained that to them, and they were fine with it, so.
Well, I know Dan said that he had researched it when they come to him and
Yeah.
asked him about running, and he said he couldn't find any reason that couldn't.
Well, that's, I mean,
That's why he signed off on it.
again, it educated us, because it's something as simple as all you've got to do is be registered to vote.
Used to it was a year, but it was a year from when they would take office.
Yeah.
And some people confuse that, because I'm thinking, okay, you're not gonna take office until January. It's already been a year
Right.
when you signed to run, so, but, and they definitely have changed that. That's fine,
Yeah.
but at least we know.
I just want people to know when stuff like this comes up, we're gonna do our best to research it
And
and
give
give
an
a definite answer, and we did. I mean, we've got it marked, it's in a book, and
That's
take it
good.
right to it if they want, and I told the person that called, I said, you come in, you're more than welcome to look at us,
Look
I'll
everything
email it to you,
over.
be glad
That's
to do
good.
that, whatever you wanna do. No, he said, that's good enough.
Open and accessible is,
So,
yes.
yeah.
Well, and I know Dan just when he said, did I do something wrong? And I said, no.
No,
I
no, no,
don't
no,
believe you
no, no,
did,
no.
so, but I said, I will bring it up at the meeting if Daryl does.
I would rather somebody ask that question than let the thing fester for 6 months and then ask it 5 minutes before the fall election and make it an issue for any
Here we go.
whoever, because it's a non-issue. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just not an issue.
Well, I told him I didn't think it was, I would let him know if it was, but no, he,
No, everything's good. I don't, as far as I know, there's not anybody on the ballot that shouldn't be. I mean,
of
as
course,
far as
there
I know.
again, we're not the election police.
And we had another question while we're on this topic about candidates. Had a question this morning about placing people on the ballot through a caucus for vacancies that were on the primary ballot. And the deadline for that, the deadline for the caucus is
July
noon, July 3rd.
Third, yeah, that's what I
But normally, which is really dumb to me, the deadline to file
Is
those
just before
candidates
that.
is also noon on July the 3rd. But it's not this time. The deadline for the caucus is noon on July 3rd.
Okay,
But the deadline to file anybody named in a caucus is noon on July 6th, because the 3rd is going to be a state holiday for the 4th. So they didn't change the caucus time or deadline,
They
but they
just
did
changed the
change the
day.
filing time and deadline.
okay.
Okay? So And the person that called about that got an answer back on it and a copy of both entries in the calendar about what it said and how it said it. So
Okay.
that's something that may come up later on down the line, but we know that one too, so.
Okay. All right, what about anything, I saw in here you had some prints of some things.
Yeah, we are supposed to
I see
print
where this is discrepancy.
and publish the pre-16 from each precinct. So we have done that,
Okay.
and those are contained in this. I don't know if I'm right or not, but that is published. It has been published, it's in a public meeting, and that will go in the minutes that we did
That we're
take
done
care of
with
that.
it.
So,
Okay. And we did not have we didn't have any problems with the paperwork or anything, did we?
I don't think so.
Sandy, you've not come across anything that,
So far, haven't.
everything was pretty much cut and dry? I mean, I didn't see, we did have some questions, but not anything that was, I didn't think we had any problems.
The only other thing I've got, our next meeting is scheduled for June the 9th at 1 o'clock. I've got a problem with that because
And I do too, because I'm.
our clerk's state board of accounts called summer meeting is June 8th through the 10th.
Okay.
I'm not sure we even need to meet on June the 9th.
No, we just got a good budget by the end of June, so.
Yeah, so I
That's
mean, we
only
can
we
change
have
that
in
date,
June.
back it up till the 16th if you want to do that, or, you know, whatever you're gonna do.
Okay, I can do 16. I can even do 23. We'll be on vacation the 27th on.
Oh, you want to do just back up till 16?
That's fine.
Okay, let's do that, that's the simplest.
And we get the budget taken care of. We change this in here.
And that'll be at 1,
Pardon?
and that's at 1,
Yeah, 1 o'clock still.
Yeah.
okay. June 16th, 1 o'clock, okay. Yeah, because I'm on
Because I
vacation
mean,
that
even if
day
we
too.
didn't have budget, we could, but budget is, and this is a municipal year, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Yes. And, you know, who knows what we're gonna get into. Traditionally, we haven't had much
Mm-mm.
activity.
Well, is the mayor in Rockport not running? I heard she wasn't, but I didn't know.
I have no
I
idea.
have not heard. I don't know.
Yeah, don't know.
And that's the only city we have.
Is there anything else about that pertaining to elections or anything like that that we need? I think we've covered everything that, I mean, 99% of the issues we had were solvable with a phone call.
Yes,
Do this,
I
do
was
this, do this.
pleased. I mean, I was very pleased, and you guys handled things very professionally and very well.
I will say this too, the one thing I did too is, you know how we get ballots coming in after the election
Mhm.
or whatever. I called folks whose stuff didn't get sent out to them or they never got it in the mail or whatever. I called them and let them know so that they can make it to the polls, and everybody,
Everybody did.
Everybody
Oh,
was
well,
able to.
You went above and beyond on that one. You don't have to do that.
I know I don't have to, but I just felt like.
It is the right thing to do.
Yeah,
It is,
these
and I
folks
feel that
need
way
to
too.
be able to vote.
They have the right to be able to vote.
So, those people really appreciate it, I know that.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
they,
I think
none of
we-
them got upset at all.
I think you do. I think as a county, we do go above and beyond.
Mhm.
And I'm very, and we only had the one travel board, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which is odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The travel one. Okay.
Mhm.
But I think it all went well. You guys did a great job.
Said it 2 years ago, I think it was 24 when you did that too. Some of the people that didn't send ballots back, Sandy
called
called
them.
and asked them. And just to see if we could get a feel for why they weren't
Why
sending
they
it back.
didn't.
It was it the post office or was
Yeah.
it they just
And that's-
changed their
yeah.
mind or?
Yeah. So
I
don't
mean,
know.
we found with the post office, like, thank
Right.
God we weren't Vanderburgh County last
They, I
time.
see that, I mean, it's small community. They called me, Randy, the head of the post office down there, it called me on Monday and, said, what do you want to do tomorrow? And I'm like, well, you guys usually put a mail in the morning. He said, yeah, but he said, we leave about 4:30. He said, we can double check. If we've got anything, we'll put them in a mailbox. So it worked out. I mean, it gave everybody the latest opportunity we could possibly give them. And so we went down there and looked, and there wasn't anything in there, so.
Well, we figured out the one military email outlet, what that problem was.
Yeah.
So,
And that was just simply, she just didn't look down
She didn't squirrel.
far enough. I always send back everything to
Right.
them so that they've got a copy of it too, and she
she
didn't,
just simply didn't go.
yeah,
far
she didn't
enough.
go far enough.
And when
down
she
to
was
see
told
the
that, then
ballot.
she did vote, because
And
I
she
did,
did,
it
yes.
did come through. I
Mhm,
remember Drew
mhm.
and John checked it that night.
Yep.
Because they said, we don't have a see, and I'm like, nope, it's an email military.
Mhm.
It goes.
Yes.
So, but I don't think we come up against, I know, or my opinion, I feel the fall's gonna be hectic.
Pardon?
It's gonna be hectic.
The fall.
The fall,
She
I think
thinks.
people are gonna vote in groves, especially the longer this war goes,
Mhm.
people are gonna vote.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was trying to nip this one situation in the bud
Yeah.
with the polling place, because, and I did get a compliment. One of my clients told me that they were very impressed with how they did have to wait for a minute. I think she said there was 5 in front of them at Richland, but she said things went extremely smooth. She said there was no problems, everybody knew what they were doing. She said it was and for this lady to compliment, she would tell me if something was wrong.
Uh-huh.
So I was very, you might want to let Jimmy know
Okay.
Yeah.
that they
He
didn't have a
was
problem.
in a panic, but we did have 2 or 3 at least younger people, or I probably shouldn't say it that way, but it is true.
Mhm.
They're younger, they hadn't worked polls before,
Mhm.
and they did a very good job, and they're very interested. So, I think as some of our other people do reach the point where they don't want to do it
Pull 'em
anymore,
up.
we've got a little bit of,
I've got some ideas on some school kids too that, and I'm gonna tell you this, the thing with the school kids are, they're still in school, so they have rules, they know what they're supposed to do, and they do them. They aren't
Right.
set in their ways.
Right.
I'm impressed that John's son
yeah, we've had 3 or 4.
takes an interest.
We've had 3 or 4 that have taken advantage of the 16, 17-year-old deal in the last couple, 3 elections. They've done a good job.
And I think they do. Like I said, I think they're more, because they're disciplined
Right.
from school already. And I know I've got one grandchild that can't wait to turn old enough
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
And I hope that Jason did well putting everything up downstairs for you, getting it all down there. And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, he said this was nothing.
No.
That's a kid though. I hated it that John had to go down and help,
Yeah.
but.
Well, John kind of volunteered that.
I know
He wanted to do it.
I know he
So
did.
he was glad to do it.
I hate, I know it's hard moving those machines around, especially the bigger they are now.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move from June 9 meeting to June 16. Hopefully I can bring back a tidbit or 2 from that meeting that we have in the
I hope
office.
so, I hope
Other
so.
than that, I guess I don't think, we don't need to sign anything.
don't have to
because
sign.
we've already signed, that would be our official total.
Our official total was on that night, because we had no provisional, so that closes us down, and
You make
so
a motion to
I
adjourn.
make a
You
motion, we
to
adjourn.
Okay.
All in favor? Aye. Yeah,